It doesn't matter if we're 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, whether you're guarding the basketball or you're guarding off ball, all of you guys on the team defensively.
And the Blazers couldn't have looked any sharper as they came through. The players love it. Thank you, David. And the starting group for the Spurs. Favors is out there with Robert Covington. Then there's Rudy Gay. And there's Porzingis. And it's Griffin in at the 1 spot. And for Portland, Jimmy Butler is out there with Aminu. And there's Bismack Biyombo. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Graham in at the point guard. Now here's Griffin. Here's Porzingis. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out. And tonight, 2 experienced teams, Chris. We're going to see what's something you learned as a veteran that you wish you had known as you were just entering the NBA.
It's one thing that you could not have learned, and that's pacing. How to pace yourself during the game. As a rookie, you're playing, coming from college, and the game is so slow in college. And when you come to the NBA, you figure, wait a minute, this 24-second shot clock, that's not much. But you realize after about 4 times up and down the court, wait a minute, how do I figure this out? How do I switch gears? How do I lock in and play defense and then run my butt off to the other end as fast as I can to get an easy layup? And a lot of those things is not about being in shape, but the mentality and understanding how to take advantage of the next play.
Yeah, I like that.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's McCollum. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame. Ooh, just powered it down with both hands. You know he's not going to mess that one up.
Oh, no, not this fella. He is a superb finisher. Portland with the ball, following the bucket by the Spurs. Butler passes to Biyombo, and it's Biyombo with the jam.
Oh, look, if you're open, Butler will find you. His court awareness, very impressive.
Down low. And Covington gets it to go on the assist by Griffin.
They've come out the locker room. His eye. 4-for-4 to start the night. Oh, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
Now here's McCollum. And the points coming for him in big bunches. His average stands at just about 29.5 points a game. Covington into the lane. And no good.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And finished off by Gay.
Well, that's the reach of Gay. That's what makes him such an effective two-way player. If you're lazy with the ball around him, he'll shove it down your throat.
Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
Now here's Covington. Jimmy Butler unable to get his last shot to go. And that one's good by Favors.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Butler against Covington. Butler passes to Biyombo. Porzingis with the block. And he recovers it. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the strike. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw of the evening. Free throw, good Butler.
I mean, an obsessive personality type Jimmy Butler. Back in Marquette, he'd stop a fast break drill when he caught a pass with one hand instead of two and say, do it over. That perfectionism still drives him today.
Now here's Griffin, and he's currently averaging more than 26 points a game. Such a force. Just 4 to shoot. And here's Covington from the arc. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Butler. McCollum against Griffin. Here's Butler. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, it's clear that Butler doesn't fear anyone. I mean, he's relentless in how he attacks.
And so Butler nails both of them. Just 4 seconds left in the first. From deep three-point range, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the ball. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's San Antonio. They're up by 3. And don't.
My older brother, he was a big fan of him.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, they've got Jimmy Butler. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Bismack Biyombo. Then there's C.J. McCollum, and it's Graham in at the point guard position. And Greg, when you look at the top perimeter defenders in the game today, how high does Jimmy Butler rank on that list?
Look, he's in the top handful, no doubt about it. Multiple all-defense selections. He is a true two-way terror.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss.
Makes it off the glass. Butler's got 7.
An effective scorer. Butler, he's capable of spotting up or creating for himself just like that.
McCollum against Gay. Dishes it to Griffin. Back to Gay. Three-pointer. But they recover it. Goes back up. Graham with the rebound. Trailblazers trail by 4. He has a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
McCollum against Covington. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
He was hoping to avoid a 3rd foul before the breakout. Now, he might have to sit out until halftime.
Gay gets a hand on it.
And Gay has put a ton of work into his defense over the years. Specifically, it's how he times blocking those shots.
Right side, Griffin. Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
But sometimes for a guard, when he's defending the guard and the pick and roll comes and he fights through that pick, and as a guard, offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of the rules. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
Here's Covington. Right now he's averaging 11 points a game. Shot clock at 6. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. And now you see the 2K leaderboard. Not only have these teams caused a lot of turnovers over the last 10 games, but they've scored off them as well. Number 5, the Spurs.
I mean, they've gotten a little more aggressive defensively. You can become a more confident team on that end, and so much of it, I think, has to do with forcing turnovers and creating offense.
Well, you can't be too physical with Griffin. I mean, he's adept at knowing how to get these type of calls.
And 6 straight playoff appearances for the Blazers under Terry Stotts. Last season making the Western Conference Final.
Yeah, GA, and he was rewarded with a multi-year contract extension. He's done a great job developing their young players while also having them compete at a high level.
And Griffin sends it back.
Oh, you want more of this from Griffin. There's no question he has the size and vertical to block shots. Oh, great flow to that possession. Two players totally in sync with each other.
And if they're thinking, they can get a 2-for-1 here.
You just have to manage the clock correctly. You know, sometimes it's easier said than done if you also want to get a good look.
McCollum deciding where to go with it. Pass to Graham. There's the triple. The rebound by the Spurs. Favors has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Gay dishes to Covington. Takes a 3. And there's Gay. That's good on the assist from Covington. And it's an 11-point Spurs lead.
Oh, and if you were the defense, you have to be right in the jersey of Gay. A knockdown.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break. Or third.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was all about San Antonio as the game got going. An exceptional game plan. And
there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Yeah, the offense looks crisp, and guys are hitting their shots.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. They've got Griffin. Porzingis is out there with Favors. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Gay in at the 2-guard spot.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
The pass to Porzingis. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. From deep, Gay doesn't go for him. Now Portland takes it the other way. Butler passes to Graham. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
How about the feed coming from the Butler? It's a big help when you have wings who can pass like Jimmy.
Pass to Favors. Back to Griffin. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum. The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
It's McCollum on the wing. Good work defensively by Gay.
Hate to say it, he's dragging them down. Not a single bucket this game.
And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
Trailblazers trail by 11. Passes it to Graham. He kicks to McCollum. From deep. And it's Graham missing.
It's still early, but a 1-for-4 start to the half, that's a bad sign if you ask me. If they've got a can't-miss play, now's the time to break the glass and pull it out.
11 feet away. Gay can't get it to go.
They haven't needed him as much as I thought they would tonight.
And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. It's McCollum on the wing. He's covered by Gay. Here's Butler. Portland no good that time either. Spurs leading by 11. Gay in the corner. The 3. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Gay's got 13.
Logs his first 3 of the second half after nailing 2 in the first. They don't want to let this fella get going.
The offensive rebound. Biyombo kicks to Aminu. Here's Butler. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Butler's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Right side Favors. Good on the 13-footer. Favors has got the lead up to 14 now for San Antonio.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. You have to know the scouting report. He's a threat from out there.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Griffin passes to Favors. Griffin kicks to Porzingis. Three-pointer. They get the rebound. Favors can't get it to go. For Portland, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Graham dishes to Butler. Five on the clock. From deep. Off target with that shot.
Known for his defensive chops. Covington's length and timing is what allows him to box.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Spurs lead.
Defensively, you gotta give a little more.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. They've got McCollum. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Jimmy Butler. And there's Bismack Biyombo. And it's Graham in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Great value in rim protection, Chris. Talk about some of the characteristics that you have seen and you use yourself in being a good shot blocker.
Well, your reputation precedes you as a shot blocker. So as a shot blocker, you've already blocked enough shots that everyone knows, hey, I'm Rudy Gobert. Don't come in here unless you want to get that shot swatted out of the way. My name's Joel Embiid. Did you see my highlights of last game? So really what I'm saying is a shot blocker is always in your thought process. I still have nightmares about Mutombo. Oh, come on, let's go to the next. Go to the next one, please. Come on. Get off shot blockers. He hasn't chipped in with many points tonight. Good thing he has the guys around him to carry the weight.
And Butler, here we go. Can't hit from in close.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
It's hard to tie Griffin down. Even when you hit him, he takes pride in outworking the defense.
Free throw drops for Griffin. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Trailblazers trail by 17. Graham the pass to McCollum. Griffin with the steal. Outside Favors. Pass to Covington. Outside Griffin. Clock at 6. Negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. So I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
The call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You can't forget about Griffin's penetrating ability. When he does, the defense has to compromise by fouling him.
Blake Griffin hits them both. Trailblazers trail by 18. Graham kicks to McCollum. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Graham, defended by Griffin, and it's Graham missing. Spurs leading by 18.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for San Antonio.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And so they'll stretch their victory total to 19 on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Blake Griffin.
Well, he had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was the complete package.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for Porzingis. Korver comes in for Robert Covington. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Mills in for Derek Favors. It's Brooks on the wing from outside the arc. They get it back. Wagner. And that one is hammered home.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Yeah, guys, but where was the box out? No excuse letting him roam that freely on the glass.
And here's Mills. Off target with his three.
When the D forgets about him on the perimeter, they're playing with fire. Lucky they don't get burned here.
Count the basket.
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it has to be frustrating to catch fire when the game is already over. I mean, this is not the outcome they wanted.
Griffin with it. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up.